Hi everyone, this is Nadia, award-winning author, award-winning mentor, clairsentient psychic, and founder at Spartanite. And today I'm going to be covering how to be ambitious and have feminine charm and having like ladylike grace as a woman. So this it has been one of the hardest challenges that I personally have ever had to go through in my life, and I see lots of modern women struggling with this. I endeavor every single man to watch this video as well. Some will be put off by the title, like, oh, we're men and we don't need to read this. Actually, you do, because there are so many women. I think a lot of modern women are struggling with this issue, and guys don't really realize how difficult it's become. So we're really at a strange point in society, in whatever we see as a juxtaposition when it comes to being a woman who has ambition, who has goals, who wants to achieve something for herself, she wants an identity, but also not letting go of the feminine side and also being able to incorporate both. Now, this is truly one of the hardest energies to master, and it is a feat that if I see a woman master it, I just think, wow, she's got so much command over herself, because it's so easy to swing either way and then really have nothing done. If a woman stays in very, very strong feminine energy, it's very hard to be able to go ahead with ambition and really make that name for yourself and being of service, if anything, because a feminine energy is very, very passive and receptive. There's nothing wrong with being passive. I know that it's got such a bad rap, and people don't like thinking of passive. This world is very masculine dominated. I'm not talking about men, I'm talking about the energy of masculine domination, and super feminine energy just feels unseen, unheard, and crushed. So in a sense, I really admire what women have been able to achieve for themselves, and it's not just, well, you're just a woman, you can't do it. Well, actually, there's so much women have achieved, and it makes me really, really happy and really proud that every single woman watching this, we know as women how difficult it is, because society, no matter where you're born or where you're at, will always tell you that you are second best. They're only things men can do, and you should not be able to do them for the reason that you are a woman. Now, partially, I agree, simply because of course, human biology, I guess how a woman behaves, how a woman thinks, I understand that. But my biggest challenge, and I really want to share my own story, and I'm gonna guess that there's a lot of women who are ambitious that can relate to this. So, ambition, by the very nature of things, is a man's trait. It's a masculine trait, it's the go out and get shit done trait type of thing. This is a huge clash to feminine energy, because feminine energy kind of waits for things to come to her, or waits for things to come to it, and masculine energy is the go 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 go, let's go to war type of energy. Now, I had to combine both. I was very, very, very well versed in masculine energy. I've been able to stand up businesses for myself, I've been able to do a lot for myself. As an Aquarius woman, I'm exceptionally independent. Not independent to the point where you start becoming mean towards men. I don't advocate that, and I think that's wrong and disrespectful towards men. If when women say hurtful things like, I don't need a man, I don't need this. Well, the point is that it's not the fact that you don't need a man. I think every woman does need a man to a degree, and men want to be needed. It's when you start getting needy, clingy, and you start draining men's energies, that's the problem that comes up. So, for me personally, I struggled when I was very young, because I understood masculine energy in my body more than feminine energy. I had a ton of ambition. I wanted to do so much work. I found myself outworking a lot of men. So then I started to think, and society makes you think, is there something wrong with me as a woman? And then what happens is, when you're not secure in yourself, you start to dim your light. Like, maybe I should just keep quiet, or I shouldn't say anything about this topic, especially when you feel like, oh my god, I'm gonna outshine this man or be better, or whatever it is. So it took me a long time to really build that feminine confidence within myself, that hey, you know what, if I outshine someone, touch it, we have to move on, and we'll find men who are brilliant, smart, better, and bigger. So being able to tie in femininity with ambition is a very tough thing because ambition, like I've said, by the very nature of it, is very masculine, it's very gung ho. And what can end up happening is that there are a lot of ambitious women who end up in corporate, which is understandable. A lot of ambitious women simply don't resonate with the whole passive situation because we don't have role models in society who are very successful as women, but they are very feminine and you can see they're feminine at the same time. So what's happened is that third wave feminism has sold this idea to women that femininity is weak, it's you have to wait for something, and that's not the case. You know, you can be a very ambitious woman, you can be an intelligent woman, you can be a smart woman, and you can retain your feminine charm all in the same go. It's going to take time, but you can do it, because I know I did it for myself. And there was a part of me that really felt like I had come home as a woman to myself when I realized that I didn't have to give up my intelligence, I didn't have to give up my ambition, I didn't have to give up my drive, I didn't have to give up my motivation. In fact, more than anything, I came to find that when I truly embraced those traits within myself as a woman, and I stopped apologizing for being successful, smart, ambitious, creative, independent, I found that men really took to it very well. I wasn't expecting that. And then I had to understand the difference between men who choose not to do the emotional work on themselves as opposed to men who want to do the emotional work on themselves and they want an equal in a woman who is successful, smart, you know, independent, she's whatever it is, but she also has not lost her feminine charm and her grace. Now, the biggest thing in Western society is that we have things like the contraceptive pill, essentially, and we have things like obviously third wave feminism. I think the origins of feminism was very, very good, and I really stand for it. You know, Spartanite would be that original core for women that really stand and make a name for yourself, not the man bashing lunacy that it's become today, because I feel embarrassed when women call themselves feminists today, because it's like, you do realize that you're just participating in a structure that's causing you to hate men, right? And this is not helping anybody. It's causing you to usurp a man's power and a man's role. Now, we as women, if you're a man watching this, that's fair enough, but we as women, and this video is more targeted towards ladies and really having to understand that those mechanisms and those logistics that we have to go through. We are told that power is masculine because as little girls, when we grow up, or as we're women, men hold all the power in the world. So we are told if we have to access power, we have to become a man, we have to behave aggressive, we have to push and shove our weight, and that's the only way people will ever listen to us. And sadly enough, in a lot of places, there are guys with still that old mentality, that old misogynistic patriarchal mentality, where women are weak and they're pathetic and they can't do anything for themselves. So it's understandable that women have had to take up that really strong role to be able to be respected by men. So there are a lot of feminine women as well who are not really seen per se, simply because they don't have that independence and they don't have that intelligence and they're not doing it for themselves. So how do we marry those two energies and really have this beautiful synergistic blend of a woman that is really the ultimate package, so to speak? She's smart, she's funny, she's independent, she's creative, she's feminine, she's charming, you know, she has sexual grace. How do we really combine this? Because nobody's teaching us this in society. Either they're teaching you, well, how to be gung-ho and go fight men in boardrooms and think that you can sit between men and now you're successful. Well, no, actually you're not, because you're still playing by a man's rules. That's the thing. And my main goal, that when ladies came to me, if they come to me for money or wealth related work, that was fine. But there are a lot of ladies that have approached me in reference to, well, you know what, I really want to learn more feminine charm, the course-done arts, and it was hard because I needed to embody that energy and I needed to study it myself. And I felt myself switching between one or two. On this video, you guys can hear vibrations, but I really don't want to stop because I like what I'm saying. Anyway, it's gone. So The light energy is feminine energy, and I really want to cover this as much as I can do today. The light energy is very feminine energy, the very graceful, the very giggly, the very type of energy without sounding stupid. Because we're told in society that anything that's light, playful, joyous, happy is now stupid. Like, these women are brainless, they're dumb, they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, there might be women who have that energy, but that's not the point that I'm trying to make in this video. This video is still being very logical, but incorporating those very strong strands of both light and dark feminine energy. So the light feminine energy is the lightness in the body, like when you dance, when you sing, when you cook, when you do something silly, basically. I remember feeling fully in my feminine once when I was holding a man's hand and he said something funny and I just laughed. I just put my head back. I remember like standing on the street and I was holding the railing behind me and I just laughed and laughed and I laughed, and it wasn't one of those like cute giggles. It was like one of those like hearty lioness laughs, and I just felt like I could let go in that moment, and it was really nice. And a lot of women, we are told, you have to be composed all the time, you have to do this, men will see this way, and a lot of guys don't make it easy for us either. So both men and women are struggling with this, and that's why I'm bringing these sides up, so to speak. So the dark feminine is something that I was very comfortable with already. Dark feminine energy is very similar to masculine energy, but it is not masculine. Dark feminine is the strong, the wild, the sexy, the powerful. She takes no prisoners, and I was very comfortable with that. But trying to really embed those feminine energies, those light feminine, was difficult because there was parts of me that felt really awkward inside myself. If we have always done it like a man, or the ambition traditionally pushes us more towards having male mentors or male colleagues or men, then we can forget the joy and the beauty of really being a woman, dressing like a woman, behaving like a woman. Also, that's not to say that you completely like let go of your logic. It's about being logical as a woman, but also being able to listen to your heart and let go, because we are again told in society as women, stay inside your head. Lots of men struggle with this basically because they get very trapped in their head, and that's why men struggle so much when it comes to relationships, feelings, love, because it's hard to bring that intelligence, the head intelligence, down to the heart. Now a lot of women, including myself, struggle with it because I'm an Aquarius sun, that's a masculine sign. My rising sign is Aries, that's also a masculine sign. My moon sign is Virgo, thankfully that's feminine. And yeah, I just never felt comfortable showing my emotions in public or to people. I felt judged. I didn't know, like, if I cried in front of a man. I have been shamed so many times when I cried in front of a man that I just stopped crying. I was just like, men just think tears are weak, so what's the point? But actually it was so much freedom I found in just crying and not really giving a shit what people think, basically. And being able to balance both of those energies, it helped me serve women better, because they would come to me from a place of maybe disempowerment, maybe saying that maybe we're not taken seriously in business, or we've gone too far down the road where we feel uncomfortable on a date where the men are kind of like, we push them away. How do we have this light and dark feminine energy? Well, it's sort of like a combination of Aphrodite and Goddess Kali, basically. So Aphrodite is very much like Venus, Venusian energy, the traditional, typical feminine energy, and also with Goddess Kali or Goddess Lilith, who have been wronged by the patriarchal society, who have been wronged by the bully masculine, is what I would call it. Not men who are healthy, men who want to squash and stamp you down just because you're a woman, and how dare you challenge them. So for women such as myself, and for women who are watching this across the world, and even men, thank you so much for joining me in this segment. It's very hard to be an ambitious woman, because by the very nature of things, as I've said maybe for the fourth time now, ambition is masculine, and it can give a woman an aura of being very hard, very tough, which it's not a bad thing, because you need to be tough in this world to survive, whether you're a man or whether you're a woman. But I think the best thing that I recommend any ambitious woman, especially women in business or women with high-flying careers, is find ways that you can incorporate your femininity, maybe dress more feminine, have the energy of the feminine. And when I really worked with Lady Duchess Boone, who is a Goetic spirit of courtesan, feminine charm, seduction, eloquency, necromancy. Working with her was, I still work with her, and it was overwhelming because she started pointing out everything I was doing wrong as a woman, and she was like, do this, do that, hold yourself this way. And it was kind of like going to finishing school but without like the hefty price tag. And when I started to embrace more of those traits within myself, I actually came to find how many women push away men, repel great opportunities in life simply because they operate from the masculine. The masculine is usually trapped in the head, logical. If I don't see evidence, it doesn't make sense to me. No, basically. So I want every woman, especially watching this, to know that you can balance a light feminine, which is the traditional feminine, with dark feminine, and both energies are empowered. You know, sometimes you will be required to be, you know, that soft, kind, nurturing, sweet, the traditional stuff, right? Sometimes you will be required to be strong, bold, powerful, no fucks given, no shit taken. You have to marry those energies, and you have to know which one is which where. The trouble with most women is we don't have you know, bold, powerful feminine mentoring anymore. Who is really teaching us to be an empowered woman but be feminine at the same time? Because I remember going to this, was it an expo or an event? I don't really remember. And there was this woman, and I was dressed very casually in jeans, and there was this woman saying, hi, come to our stand. Would you like to be an empowered woman? And I realized that empowered woman is really just synonymous for bitch and don't tell me what to do. It's sad because I remember being on a podcast that it will be releasing soon, and I was speaking with a gentleman over there, and he said, you know, the word empowerment has simply lost its meaning. Empowerment means that, you know, a man needs to rise in his own power, and a lady needs to rise in her own power as well. And the way those women approached me at the stand, I said, no thanks, I just work from home. And they were just like, oh, you know, are you like, you know, are you a busy mom? Or they kind of thought the traditional stuff that, you know, when women have kids, we can't do anything for ourselves. You know, you're just poor you. You know, you're just out of society, and you're not going out there and slaying dragons and winning trophies and everything. I think that's good to have an achievement, but don't get to the point where you start saying, I hate cooking, I hate cleaning, I hate dressing up, I hate the traditional feminine things, because there's some things that when you have that hatred for them, in no uncertain terms, you end up hating yourself. There's so many women I know who, again through misogynistic shame, say I hate my period, which we are told as women to have shame for having your period, or going through a very normal fertility cycle. We are told to be ashamed of having emotions. We're told to be shamed all the time. So this shame is even worse for someone like myself who has ambition, and we want to climb the ranks quickly, because we don't feel other women who don't have ambition understand us. And then we also see the men, some of them are happy that a woman has stood up, most of them will not be, and they'll be like, well, this is a man's place. And like I said in the previous segment, they want to squash you down. So the answer, basically, I usually say to women that come and talk to me is, yeah, ambition is something that you can very much combine with ladylike feminine behavior. It's just gonna take time, and this is the reason I created feminine mentoring packages with Lady Duchess Boone. I also created enchanted pieces like bracelets, pendants, rings that has enchanted magical energy on it. And what it does is it just changes your vibration. It allows you to step into an energy where embracing that ladylike feminine charm doesn't have to be at the cost of your ambition. You suddenly don't close up all your books or all the smart things that you're doing and think, oh, well, now I have to behave this way, sit this way, look this way, and I can't be this way. So what it is that when you combine both of those energies, you come to realize that you don't have to push, you don't have to shove, you don't have to beg, you don't have to plead, you don't have to be in someone's face all the time. Your natural grace and true natural steel slat strength from the inside will be attractive to everybody that you meet, and you can also embody this energy for other women so that they can see that being ambitious as a woman is not a dirty word, because we can always remain a woman, and the most important thing is you can win as a woman as well. Because this society teaches us if a woman is ambitious, if she's intelligent, if she's creative, if she's smart, then, well, she can't be a woman because now she wants to do it like a man. She wants to be power hungry like a man. You're not a man, so you don't have to get power like a man. You are a lady, you get power like a lady, you acquire power like a lady. It doesn't mean that you're any less powerful. Feminine power is just hidden, but we just have a very powerfully dark feminine slant twist on it. So this was a request video from somebody that actually commented on one of my other videos and said that she wanted more videos based on femininity, and I wanted to give a very modern novella twist on it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'm really excited to be covering more content on the channel. If any of you guys have any request topics that you want me to cover, please just email us at support@spartanite.com. The email's in the link below, and also just comment underneath this and I'll be more than happy to take you up on it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, have a nice day. Bye.